Now this is where we last stopped. So from here, let's display our toaster. So let's create a function to display our message. Say show toast. We're just going to accept a string parameter. And the first thing we're going to say, okay, it's this toast.create message, duration 2000 milliseconds, toast data, and this is our also display a message. Let's go display the text at the bottom of our screen. From here then we need to validate whether our text boxes are empty or not. So I'm going to create a function that will check whether our text boxes have values or not. So if not, meaning if the text boxes does not have value, then display an error message. If this user contains the email, if you remember user here, users of type user, which is the model we created. Here's under the folder remote, it contains the username and the the email and the password. So from there, if this is not the case, if this is the case, then we say this dot show toast, then we pass our message, enter email address, and return false because the text box is empty. I just use this for password also, and you can see password required or email address required, depends. Just and then return true. So if none of them have a problem, then return true. Now you can see I have a function created here which accepts a parameter value of type user. Now this is where you get the user is important, because user is referring to the user. This user is referring to this user. So now let's create this function called register, which is going to be user of type user. Remember our user here. Then I'll just put it, before I put the try catch, I'll say if validation, if this, meaning if validation is true, meaning if validation is true, meaning both text boxes have values, dot validation, and then I put my try, I put my catch, I catch the error, the exception thrown, and then I will say this dot show toast, put the exception thrown here. If there's no exception thrown, meaning if it is true, meaning the text boxes are fine, and then I'll say await this dot odd Something is just trying to figure out. Oh, I think I imported the wrong module here. It's FireAuth. It should be FireAuth. Now create user, which is this user dot email user dot password. Let me come here below and say I think there's something missing here. Let's see if I take this. It created an await outside the parameters here, so that is why. So if there was no this bracket, it was taking it outside. So let's see. Let's just see if I do get an error first. Email address. You can see how the toast is displayed. So once I put something here, let's see if it says enter password. So, and I'm assuming that if I don't put the wrong, it should display an error message also, because the email is incorrect setup. See, email in. So now let me do what? Let me do this. If the email is badly set up, let me display an appropriate message. So let me do this first, so I can see console dot B. I want to see the error. I want to see the error displayed here. That if my email is badly formatted, you can see it displayed an exception that badly formatted. So let me see if I do this. Okay, now it's fine for now. I'll double check it later. So let's put a correct format Keep in mind, guys, this is my let me go back to my Firebase. So at this point in time, there are no users registered. So let me register. Let me put the correct format. nf@gmail.com. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click sign up. You can see it's signed in. Displays a message it has signed in. So let me go back here, go to my authentication and see if I should be able to see the I don't know what's taking forever now. You can see Japa and the user ID just signed in. Let me add another thing. Because I've also created this. Let me call it loading controller. What the loading controller does, you see when I click on sign up, you see now, let me see, I put the email address and see if it indicates to me that this email address, because the nice part about Firebase, it handles all of these things for us. See, the email address is already used by another account. See, I can increase the duration here of my toast, and so it displays for a little bit longer than instead of 3,000 milliseconds, make it 4,000 milliseconds. So it shows up for a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna see when I click on when I put the correct email address here, when I click on sign up, I want to display a message showing there's a process happening. Then for me to just click and not doing anything, and after this perhaps it should take me to login. So once I've done this, then perhaps I should say this router.navigate, then take me to login page. So once the information is done, it takes me to this particular page. But even before that, for now, what I want, I'm going to add a control load. I've coded this, so I'm going to also avail this code for you guys. So let me I'm gonna put a load that says after that